I'll go ahead and share my screen. No, I won't share my screen. All right. I'm going to show you a quick video to kind of introduce you to the lab. It's the same video that's in the lab, just to kind of tell you like really, really briefly what you need to be doing. And then I'm going to do it with you. Everything that he says, I'm going to do it with you. All right.
Hello, and welcome to the Smart Science Beaks of Bird Lab. In this lab, we're going to try to figure out how the beak of a bird relates to what food it eats. So let's start on the right here by reading a short lab description. And once you're done reading that, go ahead and answer the warm-up questions below. Press the Submit button to hand them in, and confirm that you're ready to turn in the warm-ups to your teacher by pressing the Yes button. Okay, you can review the results by scrolling down and then press the green Next button to move into the lab, the Explore page, because you're done with Engage. I'm pressing green Next, and now we're going to go ahead and do the activity. Now, in this activity, we don't need to pick a hypothesis. We're going to go right into two challenges. Challenge 1 and 2 have two different groups of birds. And with each one, we're going to press the play button and get a chance to identify what kind of food each of these birds eat. So really, this is just by trial and error, or if you have some kind of idea of what each bird eats. For example, what eats mice and other small animals? Look at the different beaks here. Look at the different birds. Which one looks like it might eat a mouse? Well, if I get it right, I'm going to get a green mark, and I'm going to move on and try another kind of food. Which one eats shrimp? Let's just pick the same bird to make sure we get it wrong. That's going to give us a red mark. So under mice, I got green. Under shrimp, I got red. So the goal is to get all green bars for all the different types of food and match them to the right birds. You can do this as many times as you like. So when I get one wrong, next, 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 done. I can just press play again and restart that process of going ahead and matching food to birds. You're going to try to do both groups of birds, get all green marks. Then you can go ahead and move on to the evaluate quiz and write up your findings in the lab report under explain. There's also extra credit if you're looking for an extra challenge. So hopefully you will learn what type of beak relates to what type of food for lots of different birds in this Smart Science Beaks of Birds activity.
All right. Ready, Freddies? Let's go ahead and get started. This same video is also in Canvas as well if you need to like a refresher of like, what am I doing? All right, so here is the lab. Let me go ahead and show you like all the navigation tools that you may need. The first is the tabs at the bottom: engage, explore, evaluate, explain, and extend. You are doing everything except extend. Extend is like for extra credit, or if you just are super duper smart and you just want to explore a little bit more. You can stop at explain, okay? Extend is not required.
Hello.
We don't have to do that again. At the top right-hand corner, right next to the screen, to the left of it is going to be like a little burger. When you click this, it's going to give you the goal, the procedure, the scientists, SI units, dictionary, vocabulary. The procedure part is going to give you all of like the information about this lab. So if you're trying to figure out what is this graph for, how do I write up like an introduction to this lab? Like, why am I doing this lab? Or what are all of the different parts of the lab and what is it for? Click procedure, read through this information, and then this should help you write up like your conclusion for your explain portion of the lab. Also, they'll tell you like the different names of each of these birds if you just want to know the names of the birds. It's not really important, but if you just need this information just because you just want to read it. They'll tell you what data you're collecting, like how you collect the data, the graphs, what the graphs are for, and all of that. So the procedure portion will kind of help give you like that background information to help you come up with answers for explain. All right, now click next from that. So here's the first thing that we're going to do. We are going to do the engage portion or the pre-lab portion of the lab. So you guys help me get a 100 and we'll do it together. So you can just tell me A, B, C, or D in the chat. So what do you think a long, skinny beak is good for? And I think this is a scarlet ibis or a scarlet ibis bird. He has a long, skinny beak. What do you think it's good for? Eating fresh, large fish, filtering food from the water, or sipping nectar? For this little guy, sipping nectar. It'll tell you whether or not you got it correct. And then you can use this also for your explain portion as well. So if you like want to copy this information to like a blank Word doc or in your noteboard in Jigsaw to kind of give you like some talking points for your conclusion, you can use that as well. I saw that some of you put C, filtering. Usually a bird's beak will be just a little bit bigger if they're going to filter. All right, how do you think a very thick beak can be used? Sip nectar, crack nuts, eat soft fruits, or catch fish from the ocean? How do y'all feel about that? All right, the correct answer, yes, is B. And again, they give you an explanation to your correct answer. The heavy beak for toughness and for strength. And this is a macaw. These two birds at the bottom, the top one is a falcon, the bottom one is a pelican. And then the question gives you background information about falcons and birds having no teeth. And the question asks you, how do you think a falcon's beak allows it to eat mice? This one right here. What do y'all think? Hooked beak and it tears up the mouse? Absolutely. All right, and again, it gives you an explanation to your answer. You go ahead and click submit. Hit yes. And it'll tell you whether or not you got a 100 pre-lab questions. All right, cool. After you're done, I want you guys to click the green next, and it will go ahead and let you have access to the second portion, which is explore. Okay. Y'all let me know if I'm going too fast. Good. Now it says next, choose an activity by picking from the list using the menu to the right. Right here, there's two separate experiments. The first one we will do together all the way to explain. So I'm going to do experiment number 1. When you click number 1, it's going to tell you to click this play button. When you click it, it's going to show you videos of all the different birds that you're going to observe. They typically just give you 6 in each experiment. And so again, it says follow the instructions to take your data again. And so what you're going to do is you're going to click the bird that fits this description based off of its beak. So which bird eats mice and other small animals, judging by its beak? The falcon? All right, I'll click the falcon. Basically what he did in example number 1. If you get it wrong, it'll give you a red X. If you get it right, it'll give you a green circle, okay? Once you've gotten the right answer, click next. Eat shrimp and algae by filtering them. Which one of these birds do you think eats algae and shrimp? Flamingo. Click the flamingo. Got the right answer. And then we can click next. Basically, this table is showing you what you got right and what you got wrong. It's not really like a traditional data chart. It's just saying, okay, you got this right. That's it. All right. This bird eats fish by scooping them. Which one do you think? Pelican? This is the brown pelican right here. Very good. And click next. Now, at any point, if Smart Science glitches, which sometimes it does, like sometimes earlier today, it didn't give me the next button. I don't know why. Refresh, go back into the lab, start over, it's fine. All right, which of these eats flying insects? Which one do you think eats flying insects? The bottom middle, the nighthawk, okay? Any objections? Or the woodpecker? Now, this is a tight race between the woodpecker and the nighthawk. Um, Basically because their beaks are both flat, but the better answer would be the nighthawk because his beak is a little bit longer. The woodpecker's beak is a little bit longer, and so he's going to try to like navigate through bark and other places. So the best answer would be the nighthawk. I kept getting that wrong because I was like, no, the woodpecker. But all right, and then you click next. Which one of these birds eats fruit and nectar? Fruit and nectar. Okay. All right, macaw. This is a rainbow something. What's it called? A rainbow lorikeet. It's a rainbow lorikeet. Usually, and this is an observation that I got from one of my kids in my other classes, usually birds that eat fruit and nectar usually have a very colorful coating of feathers. So let's go with him. And we got it correct. And finally, hit next. The woodpecker eats larvae and bark. Okay, woodpecker. All right. Now you hit next. You can do group 2 on your own. They're going to give you a whole entirely different set of birds. However, like your wrong answers don't count against you, but if you get a wrong answer, just keep clicking next until it starts you over. All right, so now, like, let's say if you want to do group 2, you can at this point. So I'm going to click evaluate, and I'm just going to move ahead to the next part. Y'all ready? No? Mm-hmm. I'm not doing group 2. I'm only doing group 1. Group 2, you can explore on your own. I'll give you a second to kind of explore a little bit, and then I'm going to move on to the evaluate portion. I believe it is, yes. You can compare both groups. Okay, you just did it? Okay. All right, if you're in the middle of group 2, pause on that for just a few seconds. I want to go through the evaluate portion with you because those questions will be the same no matter which group that you do. And then you can jot down what you need for it. All right, so let's go ahead and answer our evaluate questions, shall we? Y'all help me answer so we can get a 100. All right, what is a long, skinny beak good for? Again, this is one of your pre-lab questions. Probing small creatures, filtering, cracking open nuts, or eating large fish. What you think? Think C or D. To filter small food from the water, you'll need a larger beak. Probing for small creatures in the mud, I think would probably be a better answer. Now, when you do this part, it's not going to tell you the answers until you submit them. Okay. All right. What sort of beak cracks nuts? Judging by this bird right here. A, B, C, or D. Okay, C, B. A large beak with a hook on the end is going to tear organism's flesh like a falcon. So the best answer is a short, large, thick beak. Okay, that's the best answer. All right, which of the following beaks is best for hunting and tearing up animals? That is a rhinoceros hornbill, and that's usually for cracking open. But the key word is tearing up animals caught, tearing them up. Keywords are tearing up. So any organism, any bird that has like a really thick beak with a horn, with a hook on the end, that's going to be the best answer. So we're going to go with B for this. That's a falcon. And finally, which of the following beaks is best for catching flying insects? Catching flying insects. A, absolutely. Usually the flatter beaks are best for catching insects. We're going to click submit. Yes, we need to continue. And we got all of them right. So what I would do is for the explanations, take note of that because you can use that when it comes to formulating your answers in the short answer portion. So once you're done with that, then you can go to the explain part and type in your answers. You should have an introduction, a procedure, a results portion, and a hypothesis portion. If you don't have all of this, don't worry about it. Only do what's available. Before you submit, you want to save it first, make it into a PDF, and upload it into Canvas. And then close. Well, Ms. Brown, I'm not really sure how to answer these questions. Okay. Go back to the actual lab if it'll let you, or go to procedure and then read through these. And it'll kind of give you some background information. Any questions, comments, concerns, complaints? You can go back and do group 2. You should be able to go back and do group 2 on your own. And it'll give you 2 tables. I won't do it with you. That part you need to do on your own. That way you'll explore. And if you get a few wrong, don't worry about it. Just go back, start over the process, and just go back and do it again. You can't go back, don't worry about it. If you can't go back, don't worry about it. Yeah, if it won't let you go back, don't bother. Oh, you know what? You can go back. Hold on. I'll show you. You can go back because I just did. It will have like a blue little play button down here. Click that and maybe it will let you go back to the groups. There should be like a blue button that says that says play, and then it should let you go back, and then it'll let you click explore, possibly. Yeah, and you just have to close. Yeah. And it should let you go back to group 2. It's not working? Okay. Yeah, you should hit play. Let me go back. Hold on. Okay. If you go to explain, close this out. Because I have this the stop sign here. Close this out. And then it should let you do this. I wonder if that worked. Okay, got it? Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, you can go back. You just have to play with smart science. It's really no straightforward way, and they don't really give you clear directions on how to do it. Email? Explain? Okay. Which question? First one? All right. Briefly describe the physical behavior you investigated. Okay. Basically, you observe the birds, the beaks of the birds, and their behavior is that each bird pretty much eats something different based off of their beak. So if you need explanations, describe their beak and what they eat. The ones that, just a few. Describe their beak and what they eat. That's their behavior. Yeah. Um, let's see. All right. So you can go ahead and do your lab report. If you need an example, here's some examples. However, don't copy what I have. Use your use your own words. But if you're like, I'm confused on how to answer this, here's some examples.